By the same token, when they struggle, it's often the head coach or the quarterback who suffer in terms of their job status. And that has been the case here in Hamilton as they look to shake things up. But by all accounts, Zach Collaros has been a great teammate doing whatever he can in a different role to try and help his team win.
That's not surprising. Read option, but they leave it in the gut of Timmis that time.
Yeah, and you'll see a little bit of Mercer Timmis as they do some ratio juggling here. Brian Timms, the receiver, is one of the designated internationals for Hamilton in this ball game. So to get him in on offense, it'll be Mercer Timmis going in at running back, the Canadian running back replacing the American C.J. Gable at that spot.
Again, the Argos with just 3 points, though, with the win so far, and it's more than a wind, it's a gale. 4 receivers to the left for Masoli. Looking that way, pumps now, went to his second read, goes over the top, and just gets back to the line of scrimmage once more for Brandon Banks, and that once again will bring out Sergio Castillo, who will have to kick into this wind, which is already proven to be a challenge.
Well, and, you know, a couple of thoughts, Rod. We talked, of course, about that time of possession number for Hamilton offensively. In a wind game, time of possession when you're against the wind becomes so critical. You've got to be capable of getting first downs and eat up some of that clock, take away the other team's opportunities with the wind at their back. Hamilton obviously struggling to do that.
No yards call. Martese Jackson will likely take the 15 this time. 3-zip the score on Labor Day. When we come back, June Jones. The week that was for the Hamilton Tiger Cats with Matthew Shinetti. After this from Tim Hortons Field. Soap opera here in Hamilton since the Cats last played June and September. June Jones named the head coach as Kent Austin steps aside. Art Briles embroiled in a sexual assault scandal in Baylor was hired, then fired here in Hamilton. Jeremiah Masoli named as the Labor Day starter. Johnny Manziel worked out with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And then there were trade rumors surrounding Zach Collaros. With more on this week. How do you describe it, Matthew Shinetti?
You know, Rod, when you talk to the players about what the Ticats have gone through this past week, on the surface they'll tell you they're only worried about the Labor Day Classic. You peel a little bit deeper, and these players have been seeing the reaction of fans on social media. They've been talking about amongst themselves about what's going on. But in particular, they've been trying to focus despite all that, and yet they're using everything that's happened as motivation. So much distraction off the field. You speak to Smoy Lawrence, you speak to so many of the leaders on this team, Mike Filer and Emmanuel Davis, and they all say to a man, the only thing that matters is getting one win. We are winless right now. Nothing else off the field should be affecting us. When we win, things will start to work out for themselves, Rod.
Yeah, well, it's been hellacious for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
4 yards were gained.
We sat
holding.
down.
Toronto number 67. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
With really one of the faces of the franchise, Simone Lawrence, yesterday. He had a hard time dealing with all of the stuff that's going on. This is one of the most positive men you will ever meet.
Yeah, I think everybody has their limits, and Simone was still definitely Simone.
Yes, he was.
Absolutely, and you know, loyal to the organization as you would expect him to be, but it's hard to imagine that with all that has gone on in such a short span, it hasn't been a distraction for everyone.
Ricky Ray with the blitz coming, throws it away on 1st and 20. For June Jones, chatting with him yesterday, you know, kind of asked him when he got the phone call, did he expect to be a head coach coming in really just as a helper?
Yeah,
a month ago.
Almost a consultant type role when he was brought in as the assistant head coach, so to speak, but just to provide another set of eyes, another opinion, some experience certainly on that side of the ball. And that role has changed very quickly.
2nd and 20, Ray rears back and knocked down. Damon Washington.
Terrific break to the ball there by Damon Washington. You'll get a look at it here. He sat off the receiver just about at the numbers and then makes his break forward, beating S.J. Green to the spot here. You remember the Argos
not trying, you're dying on it.
Put on an air show when these two teams met in week 1. 3 receivers went over 100 yards. Ricky Ray had a monster day.
Brandon Banks gathers it in. Now cutting back, shifting gears, and we'll get a few extra yards and a little extra push out of bounds. No penalty flag over there. A 48-yard boot by Haralahu and a 12-yard return from Brandon Banks.
Well, Jeremiah Masoli prepares to go back to work at the helm of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Still struggling to get some traction going here offensively. I think the most fortunate thing for the Ticats is so too have the Toronto Argonauts, and they've had the wind at their backs.
By the end of this game, the team that scores the most points going towards the south likely is going to win this game. If they can. You want to be going north here, get your points as you can. C.J. Gable. 13-yard pickup against the wind.
Yeah, good hard run here by C.J. Gable. See him do a nice job, makes Marcus Ball miss in the hole right here, and that doesn't happen often. Great outside in move from the former East Division Rookie of the Year.
Bear Woods, the Argos middle linebacker, the former Alouette All-Star, is down, being attended to. That could be distressing to the Argos if Bear Woods is nicked up at all.
Get a look at the new guy, Riker Matthews, out of Brigham Young University.
You can't miss him.
6'6", 320 pounds. This is a guy who this morning was on the Ticats practice roster. Lamar Holmes got sick, so he was going to be unable to play, so the Ticats did the quick shuffle. Tony Washington, who has played exclusively at right tackle since arriving in Hamilton a few weeks ago, he now has to shift over to the left side, so he's got to kind of think backwards this week as they plug the rookie Matthews in at that right tackle spot. So welcome to the CFL. Meet Sean Lemon.
Sean Lemon, 6 sacks on the season, 48 career sacks. Lemon working against Matthews. Here he comes. There goes the ball. And miscommunication that time. Banks was going one way and Masoli was going the other. So it's going to be second down once more.
Well, Brandon Banks, by far the most targeted receiver for Hamilton here in the first quarter. A little surprising to see for a guy who had not been in the starting lineup until this week. Already targeted 7 times in this ball game.
See where they go this time. They haven't gone to Luke Tasker yet. They go out on that far side, and Banks falls it in, but goes over boards as well. But he was not in bounds, so incomplete again.
See, Brandon Banks has moved around a little bit within the alignment, but lines up out wide here, working that quick out route. And sails a little bit on Masoli. You know, now one of the other things on a windy day like this, Rod, that's always interesting to me to watch, the long snappers. You know, as everybody else for Hamilton is working against the wind, Aaron Crawford in this situation has to bear in mind his snaps are going to get a little extra boost.
Good floating pump this time to Martese Jackson. Smothered right there near the 23-yard line. It's a victory for the Hamilton Tiger Cats right now. Have to get their crowd into this game. Got all their ponchos on, expecting rain. The rain has not fallen. We've had some raindrops, but rain is in the forecast tonight. Tell you what, these are hardy fans here, and they have had to endure a lot over this season.
Well, they sure have thick skin. But, you know, we'll talk about that need to ignite the fans here right after this play.
Ricky Ray changes his play. Ray looking to put some more points with the wind. A knockdown and an interference call coming.
And Nikita Whitlock absolutely jacked Jimmy Ralph coming across the middle, and something of a mismatch in terms of weight class. Jimmy Ralph, $185. Nikita Whitlock.
Legal contact on receiver. Hamilton, number 49. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Whitlock from Wake Forest. First year in the Canadian Football
This was pass interference. Hamilton, number 49. It's still a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Elbow smash right over the middle.
Whitlock. Very stout defensive lineman. That gives the Argos their first down, by the way, in this ball game.
Once this wind subsides, we may have a very low-scoring game here tonight.
And I'll tell you, I completely understand, obviously, as we've done so many games here over the last few years and know what the wind pattern is like here at Tim Hortons Field. Typically, you want to defer when you win the coin toss. You want to have the wind last. I'm a little surprised when the Ticats won the toss today with the need to get the crowd going a little bit, that they didn't take the ball when they won that toss.
Ricky's in trouble, and he throws it away. That was almost picked off. And there's a penalty flag near the 40-yard line as Ray was spun.
Major foul. Roughing the passer. Hamilton, number 0.
This is costly.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Another first down because of penalty here.
There you see big Devon Coleman in the middle of that defensive line. He's going to kind of arrive late on the scene as Ricky Ray is forced to scramble. A little extra mustard on that shove as the quarterback was on his way down. That's going to give the Argos another first down.
15-yard penalty this time near the midfield stripe. Clock winding into its final minute of the first quarter, dominated by the wind. Ray throwing again, quick release again, and S.J. Green has his first catch of the Labor Day Classic. S.J. Green, second in the league in receiving yardage coming into this week.
S.J. Green had such a big day in his Argonaut debut back on June 25th. 7 catches, 124 yards in that one. Ricky Ray have found instant chemistry in their first year as teammates.
Last play, first quarter, Ray. The hook pattern to the far side for Jeff Fuller. And Ray using his array of receivers. Well balanced. But now Ricky Ray is going against the wind. 3-0 score. James Barker Band providing our theme today. We look for some chills in Hamilton. So the Argos only score 3 points with that wind behind them. They'll go against the wind now, driving the football into Hamilton territory. Again, numbers subpar for both of these teams right now, but again, the elements are one thing. Dwayne Ford, Hamilton Tiger Cats come in here 0-8. I'm sure you've been asked, we've watched so many of these games, we've watched this team throughout this season. What do they have to do to finally get on the win column?
Well, they need to make plays when they have an opportunity to make plays. And, you know, I'm not going to pick on Brandon Banks, but the fact is, you look back at the last game, a potential game-changing play where he was in behind the defense. They took a shot on a second and short play. Brandon Banks would have scored a touchdown. He had a drop.
Change momentum.
Yeah, here they're working against the wind. We talk about that need to get first downs, to keep drives alive, and so on, particularly against the wind. Jeremiah Masoli could use a completion to get some confidence going. Throws a ball. Brandon Banks has a chance along the sidelines to catch it. They need him to make that play. And Brandon Banks isn't by any stretch the only one. If it was only one guy, they wouldn't be 0-8. It's been a number of guys that have had opportunities and haven't come through when they've had the chance.
Ricky Ray comes back in after Cody Fajardo was in short yardage and moves the sticks. Argo team again coming off a loss. Calgary last week, Humboldt. Calgary, by the way, over Edmonton earlier today in part one of our Labor Day doubleheader here. Wherever you're watching, happy Labor Day to you all. Brandon Whitaker gets 2 or 3. And there's an injured Hamilton Tiger Cat.
Injury along that defensive line.
Just
For
fell.
Hamilton, Justin Vaughn, I believe, was the man who got his lower leg clipped. Hamilton has had so many issues in terms of their Canadian defensive tackles. Ted Laurent on the 6th game. Michael Atkinson on the 6th game. Evan Gill on the 6th game. That's 3 deep in one starting position. This is what brings Justin Vaughn into the lineup. And now he goes down, a position where they had so much depth coming in. Now they find themselves in trouble.
They work on him. We'll step aside and come back to Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. GMC Professional Grade Playbook with the legend Henry Burris on why Labor Day games are special. He's played in this battle. He's played in the Battle of Alberta as well.
Put in a little bit of time in Saskatchewan too. Hank's done them all.
So he knows all about the rivalries, the great ones. Ricky Ray back in the gun here. 2nd down and 6 for Ray in this cluster formation. Looks one way, crossing pattern. Armonte Edwards now goes back the other way and has a 1st down near the 10-yard line.
Well, Ricky Ray looked almost as if he was surprised. Armonte Edwards came open. He's going to come left to right on your screen. You'll see this window. There he is. Ricky Ray just leads him into the spot. Watch Dominic Ellis, who's the trailing man, as Edwards catches the ball. Ellis, kind of closest man, kind of shuts it down.
9th play of the drive now.
I think Ellis didn't even realize that Edwards was there, honestly, because when Edwards started running, Ellis took off after him.
Whitaker pushed out by Carriel Brooks, the former Argo. Blitz was on. Another big 2nd down play here. 2nd and goal for the Argos. Operating against the breeze. Dominic Ellis.
Look back, and just after he goes off screen there, Ellis all of a sudden turns and starts chasing. I think he didn't realize there was a receiver there.
Receiver over there is Jeff Fuller. Hamilton Tiger Cats bend and don't break. Richard Leonard watches Fuller, and so they're looking to the sideline. Looks like the Argos are going to take the points here, and they're not going to go 3rd and goal.
See, Jeff Fuller starts off out wide and is just going to come underneath on that hitch. But again, Richard Leonard, the one guy in that secondary who started every game in the same spot, that field corner position.
Celebrated a birthday a couple days ago, Richard Leonard. Here's Haralahu. It's only a chip shot, but look at this wind howling here. He splits the uprights. Give the Argos a 6-0 lead. CJ Gable looking to get it going here. Labor Day rivalry continues on TSN.
If you want an indication of how hard this wind is blowing, follow this ball after it's kicked by Liram Hajrullahu. This is a 13-yard field goal attempt. Okay, so it gets through the goalpost, no problem. Should go sailing out onto the street.
It's the wall.
Straight down, doesn't even make it out of the end zone from 13 yards away.
So that will affect this kick as well for Hairolahu.
Yeah, he'll probably try to drive it low.
And it also hits that wall coming off the mountain. C.J. Gable hitting the wall of Argos near the 32-yard line. So Jeremiah Masoli needs to get his offense in gear here. Argos up 6-0. Masoli just 4 of 10, 21 yards and the pick. And still nothing from their most reliable receiver right in the middle of your screen, Luke Tasker.
Well, I find myself wondering, really, if there's anybody more affected by the departure of Kent Austin than Luke Tasker. This is a guy that played for Kent Austin for most of his college career. The only coach he's had here in the Canadian Football League. He's always played in the same offensive system. Now you're asking him to do something different. They haven't even looked his way, and this is one of the best receivers in the league over the course of his career.
Pump and go, Masoli, and it is caught. And it's Jalen Saunders with his first catch. Biggest play of the game so far offensively. Masoli throws it into coverage, and Saunders comes back to it and hauls it in.
Yeah, and look at the way Jalen Saunders fights back to the football. Concentration there with Rico Murray providing the defense. Jalen Saunders, another one of those newcomers for Hamilton who's been a bright spot in a dark season.
And ninth offensively, almost every category. Masoli again. Now wings it out far side, and it was caught and incomplete for Mike Jones. So one thing we are seeing from this offense right now is a lot of wide side passes, a lot of passes to the sideline and deep shots, and this is one of them.
You'll see zone coverage. Mike Jones has a little bit of separation between levels there, but time and space, that's what it's all about. Long throw out to the wide side gives Rico Murray time to react as the ball's in the air and get there in time to break it up.
Rico Murray, who's played in the Labor Day Classic, but for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, his first time playing against the Cats. Second down, Masoli. That's good protection. And there's Brian Timms. Will not get the first down marker, but gets to the midfield stripe. And so Hamilton Tiger Cats now look to their sideline.